What I'm supposed to do with it? That's for you, dog. Look at that. Look at that one. Oh, yeah. Put that right there.
You don't like them?
I don't give a I'm in the public image, bro. Like this will happen all the time.
So you don't mind it?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't really cancel somebody like me who don't give a
Let me ask you this. Why would you make the joke about George Floyd when you have no idea how it can affect the black community?
Because I wanted to.
But what?
Because I wanted to.
But you don't know how it could affect black people. But black people.
I wanted to do it.
But you don't know if it will offend them.
I wanted to do it.
I can't even be a predator if that's what you're alluding to.
No, Game of Thrones. What is you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Because I thought you were trying to.
You on some weird.
You a predator?
I'm not a predator.
No, for sure.
Skip the question, bro. We ain't even finna entertain that you talking about right now, because I got children, and that's a very sensitive topic. And that's a very sensitive topic.
So a few months ago, we covered Matan's appearance on the Bad Friends podcast and how awkward that episode was, mainly because of Andrew Santino's reaction to Matan's shtick or his way of trolling, which honestly made the episode a lot better because it was very clear that Andrew Santino did not want to be there, while Bobby Lee was the one having fun and making the jokes. And ever since then, I have been checking out Matan's podcast, and I was actually surprised by how well he has been doing recently, not only in terms of being consistent, but also he's been having some pretty good guest recently and has had some entertaining episodes. And also, even though a lot of people do point out the similarities between Matan's sense of humor or his show to someone like Eric Andre, which is fair, I do think because Matan is on a smaller scale or a lower level, a lot of people still don't know who he is, and because of that, they go to the show completely unprepared and create some entertaining moments. However, when it comes to comedians going on the show, you would think that someone who is referred to as the best roaster at the moment and one of the best up-and-coming comedians by Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe would have no problem dealing with a younger dude trying to troll him. However, after watching their most recent episode with KillTony comedian David Lucas, it was very clear that not only was he completely unprepared to do comedy on the podcast and thought that he could just bully his way through the interview, but at some point, he actually showed us a perfect example in real time of how Rogan Sphere comedians have this massive double standard when it comes to making fun of people and offending them. Because when it's about other people, it's completely fine. It's all about comedy. But when somebody else tries to make fun of them or talk about a sensitive subject, they completely shut down and forget that they're comedians. So let's get started.
What's good?
Okay, so yeah, so you're less of a comedian, what, more of a roaster?
Both. I do comedy and I'm a roaster. I just happen to be a comedian that roasts.
So what does roasting mean? It's like talking to somebody and you're insulting them?
Yeah, some people say it's mean, but I think that roasting is lighthearted, even if I call you.
Okay, so anyways, let's move on.
Yeah. You ain't hot in that jacket?
Huh?
You ain't hot?
Probably less hot than you.
Okay.
Like I'm saying I have...
Because I'm big?
Yeah.
How old are you? What, you 19?
17.
Yeah. You 17?
Yeah.
Damn, boy, you out here looking like a rat on chemotherapy, boy. That shit weird.
So you're roasting.
Albino, boy.
But I have a lot of hair, so the chemotherapy don't make any
Me
sense.
too, bro. I got a lot of hair.
Go like this. I want to see it.
You see it? I got my shit with the ponytail. Oh, I don't know now.
You don't know him?
Nah. Man, what the f going on, boy? Y'all weird as hell.
That's my sponsor, by the way.
Yeah, I'm glad I brought my pistol.
You have a pistol with
Hell
you?
yeah.
Oh, in California?
Yeah.
Is it to deal with people like that?
Hey, bro, it's to deal with whatever I need to deal with. What the?
Okay.
All right. What is it? Oh, somebody made that? You made this?
What is it?
Caricature of me?
Is that you?
It's supposed to be.
Is that not real?
No, you see me right here.
That looks just like you, though.
I'm big, but I ain't that big.
That's just like you. His manager's over there. But look, that's him, right? Performing on KillTony?
No, that's not me.
That's him?
That's not a real picture.
Your manager doesn't know any words.
Yes, your manager don't know any words.
No, he's the co-host.
He got some nice eyes, though.
Which one are you talking about? Because
Fool
I only
right
see
here.
one guy.
He got nice eyes, too. Let me touch.
Who?
I bet that nigga blink if I put my finger in his eyes. He ain't gonna bite me.
Who are you talking about?
Right?
I just see the co-host.
Hey, as long as you got that money ready for me at the end of this hour, I don't give a...
Oh, I don't got anything.
Hey, man, I thought this was 10 grand, man.
10 grand? I could have got Charleston White for 10 grand.
Now, if you're still not familiar with who Matan is, I'll give you a very quick summary, which we also mentioned on that one video a while back. But yeah, basically Matan has been online or on YouTube since a very young age, actually appearing on InfoWars a couple of times. And the way that I found out about him, and I believe it was his biggest moments, at least back then, was when he crashed and trolled a Game Awards event and then went completely viral. Then after that, I did see him a couple times whenever he would try to troll YouTubers or streamers. But once again, it wasn't until I saw him on that episode of Bad Friends that it became very clear that he was doing a character and going down the comedy route. And what made me gain a lot of respect for the dude was that not only was he able to improvise and stay in character for that long, but also the way that he handled Andrew Santino being rude to him and the show's dynamic was way more mature and professional than what Bobby Althoff did when she was on the show and walked out halfway through the episode. And funny enough, something very similar happened with David Lucas, because within the first 10 minutes of the podcast, he was clearly trying to take over the conversation and control the show, but because he wasn't doing it in a funny way or in a way that seemed like it was a bit, it didn't work at all. Whereas with Matan, because he was prepared and had some good digs ready to go, he ended up appearing like the funnier person and the more emotionally mature one, which is absolutely insane, because keep in mind that not too long ago, Joe Rogan was actually pushing David Lucas as one of the best people ever, as a great guy, simply because of the way that he handled being roasted by Tony Hinchcliffe on KillTony, a massive show. But when he's in front of Matan getting made fun of, he doesn't really find that funny and he doesn't laugh at all. And by the way, don't forget to like the video. It helps out so much and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really cancel somebody like me who don't give a
Let me ask you this. Why would you make the joke about George Floyd when you have no idea how it can affect the black community?
Because I wanted to.
But what?
Because I wanted to.
But you don't know how it could affect black people. But black people.
I wanted to do it.
But you don't know if it will offend them.
I wanted to do it.
But you're
well,
offending.
Let me offend them. I offend white people too. Now what? I'll offend your ass too.
Yeah, but you're allowed to offend white
I'll
people.
Offend your ass
but
too.
Black people, it's off the table.
What's happening? You want to scare me, nigga? Break out one of my baby mamas. That shit to scare me. What I'm supposed to do with that? That's for you, dog. Look at that. Look at that one. Look at it. What's this? Oh, yeah. Put that right there.
You don't like them?
I don't give a f. I'm in the public image, bro. Shit like this will happen all the time.
So you don't mind it?
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. Come here. Let me roll that chin hair. I'll put my hand in my ass and make you smell it. Come here, nigga. Put that shit in your face now. You want to smell it, nigga?
Not particularly.
I'll make him smell it. Oh, let's see if your ass talk now, man. I bet you say, goddamn, I put that shit up under that dope.
We need to get back to the podcast.
Hey, that t-shirt ain't gonna cover it up, bro. You still gonna smell this. I ain't took no shower and I'm straight off a plane. Boy, this shit.
Is that something to be bragging about?
I don't know. Let's smell up under that jacket. Let me see it. Take it off.
I can't. That's
Let me see.
not on camera.
Take it off.
No, it's not allowed. Be careful. I have a weapon on me.
I don't give a f about no weapon.
I got tons of shit, man.
And look, to be fair, I've only seen David Lucas on KillTony and not really on a podcast setting, besides a long time ago on The Fighter and the Kid. So there is a chance that maybe the whole thing was scripted. It went exactly how they planned and I didn't get the joke. But I highly doubt that, especially because, once again, both Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe would push, or are still pushing, David Lucas as one of the best or one of the greatest roasters of his generation, which is pretty wild. And so because of that, I don't think that the same people who advise him on his career and even help him with some jokes would also tell him that it's a good idea to go on a podcast and pretend like a younger guy who's not even a comedian completely outclassed him and trolled them. That wouldn't really make any sense. And also, if you pay attention, you can tell exactly when David Lucas starts getting mad, because there is a thing that people do when they start getting desperate, when things are not going their way and they're taking too many L's. And they basically resort to getting physical, getting annoying, and start touching people's faces, getting into their space. But when it comes to David, at some point he was touching everyone so much that I actually thought he was going to do the whole thing of like getting Matan's hand and asking him to stop hitting himself while smacking him in the face. And by the way, I'm pretty sure some people might blame Matan or the show for how the episode went. However, the next video coming up is a perfect example of an actual comedian taking the show seriously, preparing, and trying to be funny.
Hey, you need anything?
No, I'm good for now. Just stand and hang out, okay?
All right.
Thank you, Playboy. Come on in, brother. How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
What is it you need?
What's up, man?
Do you want to just have him lay out?
Just chill right here in case I need a water or something. I'll have you go. We'll be done in a minute here.
No, you can't stand there. No,
We'll be
that's
done
in the middle
45
shot.
seconds.
Serious.
Coming in here. Yep, go ahead.
They're getting aggressive with each other.
Listen, it's tight quarters. It's like a train. It's like an Indian train. They have to get aggressive to make space. B. You can have some bread. Yeah, of course. Here, have some cheese and some cranberries. Almonds here.
Do you need anything?
I'm good for now. Thank you so much. Just hang here. Just hang here. We're good to go.
Stand right here.
Yep. What else you got, Matan? I wasn't hungry after all, it turns out.
This happened too many times.
Did
You need to
it?
stop breaking them.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt this guy's head.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead. 2 for 99! 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 2 for 99!
And funny enough, according to them, it was Sam Hyde, the one that connected them to each other. So maybe there is a chance that Sam told David what to expect. David Lucas got way too confident and thought that he could just wing it. Because at some point, he did try roasting Matan with the same old KillTony jokes. But because Tony Hinchcliffe wasn't there to laugh and say amazing, you know, the jokes didn't land the same way. And look, once again, to be fair, David Lucas has made it very clear and proven that he actually doesn't care about what people think about him. So this whole thing might not be that big of a deal. However, where things take a huge turn, and I actually lost some respect for David, is when he clearly shows that he has a massive double standard when it comes to making fun of people and offending others, but him not wanting to get offended or talk about subjects that might be sensitive to him.
Game of Thrones. You got a dragon in your garage, nigga.
I can't even be a predator if that's what you're alluding to.
No, Game of Thrones. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
Because I thought you were trying to.
You on some weird
I
shit.
told you a predator.
I'm not a predator.
No, for sure.
Skip the question, bro. We ain't even finna entertain that bull you talking about right now, because I got children, and that's a very sensitive topic.
People past it?
Yeah. What's wrong with this nigga neck?
What happened to him?
Look at you on the
Oh, shit.
You don't fuck up, boy. Now you got to get out of character.
No, now Terror has to fix it.
Fix it, dude, boy. Little dude, boy. Look at it. Look at that booty. And they got a Chinese BBL. You got to put that BBL in some water for it to get big.
Why are you looking at his ass?
They got a Chinese BBL. Must soak in water to get bigger. You got a Chinese BBL. BBL Drizzy.
Certified.
Oh my
All right,
God.
listen. Anyways, let me ask
You
you.
like Drake?
No. You're checking yourself out on the camera. I don't know what's going on here.
My dog right there. Look at this fool, bro. He gonna pay you in Lunchables when you get done.
Is the camera on me or my body?
On him? On Weirdo? Where you found these at? What
They work with me.
Halloween Horror
What are you
Nights?
filming this for?
From my YouTube.
For the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we need to get back to the questions.
And look, once again, that is a crazy perfect example of a comedian not only being a little bit delusional, but also having a massive double standard, because David talks about not caring if he offends people whenever he talks about sensitive subjects, because it is comedy at the end of the day. And I actually agree with that. However, at the same time, he goes on a comedy podcast, and whenever he gets asked about a very basic question, he completely shuts down, tells the host to move on to a different question because it's about a sensitive subject for him since he has kids. What? That doesn't make any sense. That's absolutely insane. And also another example that wasn't as bad, but it was pretty wild, was when David was touching everyone and playing around like if he was scratching his and making them smell his finger. I mean, I don't know if he was doing it for real or just for the bit, but that's when he was being annoying. And then later on, when Matan tried to do something similar, but way less nasty by telling him to smell something that was in a bottle, David actually said that if he got closer, he would actually slap it out of his hand, which is pretty wild. So even if you try to ignore everything else that happened on the podcast, those two things alone make David look really, really bad. And by default, this was definitely a dub for Matan, because you would assume that a comedian would be the perfect guest for a show or a podcast like Matan's. But the fact that David didn't do so well and made Matan seem like the more mature and more stable person is so wild. And I do think it gives the show a lot more credibility, because it shows that Matan can actually handle himself and be professional, even though, you know, the guest or the other person is not the nicest.
Okay.
So what about the money though?
What about the money?
Yeah.
I would give it to you if I had some.
Nah, nigga, I'm about to call.
We could be on like
a
a perpetual team.
All right.
The camera's not. There's no camera on him.
I don't give a. We don't need it to be on camera. I need my bread.
You need your bread? How much were you expecting to be?
You told me 10,000 in the text message, bruh.
I would love to see it. Maybe that was Sam Hyde. He told you that. He tricked you. Because he's the one, in case anybody doesn't know, who set up this interview. Okay, let's move on. This is getting a little stale here. Let's give somebody some reference. A lot of people know you because you got canceled a couple of months ago for making a joke about George Floyd.
Did I really get canceled? Who canceled me?
Well, that's what they said online.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people were mad, but I mean, that's part of society. They be mad.
And also, what was really interesting was a conversation about David getting paid to do the podcast. You know, according to them, it was $10,000, which I don't know if that was a whole bit or if it was for real, but it would be surprising if it was real, because even though David is pretty big, I don't know if he's at that level to be able to charge that much and, you know, demand that amount of money. And instead, usually comedians at his level go on different shows to try and get more fans and, you know, get more exposure without really charging money. But, you know, what do I know? I mean, he has a lot more money than I do, but it is a little bit weird that a Rogan Sphere or a Tony Sphere comedian who has it all, has all the opportunities, you know, is friends with Rogan, who is, you know, one of the nicest person out there, actually has that attitude of, you know, I'm not showing up to a podcast if I'm not getting paid. It's not that big of a deal, but it's definitely not the Joe Rogan approach to comedy and podcasting. And you could also say the exact same thing about Joe Rogan's comedy, because even though he does belong on Netflix, I'm sure, I don't know if he's at the level to be able to perform a live comedy special. I don't know if his comedy will ever be at that level for that to make sense. However, because he does have a gigantic fan base, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. Dislike if you didn't like the video, but that is all we have for today. See ya.